I'll share. Good. So I'll share the file with us. So I can close this. Let me see if I can access my local database. So I'll show you the way the database is that we've done so far. It's going to HTTPS, which is wrong. Okay, that's fine. Let me use table plus. That's fine. It's going to HTTPS. Well, I've done. I think I'm going to that. Let me use table plus to access the database. So I will see the database that we've done so far. We're also keeping track of this Symfony documentation. So let's go to the database. So this is my local database, which is the same thing. Remember, to access your database in your system is 127. Let me see if I can. Let me try using this one. 127.0.0.0/php my admin. Let me see if this one will work. Okay, so you're still going to HTTPS. No mind. I think it's my system configuration. That's fine. So, but these are database on our back end. So these are our students. So these are student management. These are Vision 100K student management system, and it's coming from. Remember, this stuff is coming from. So let me show you where it's coming from. Basically, so you know that we're on the same project. So you go to the env file. This is our database name. So remember, this is our database user. Our password is blank. This is our localhost connection. These are our ports, and this is our database name. So this is what we're accessing here also as Vision 100K students. So let's look at what we've done. So you see we have school, we have done school, we have done students, we have done class, we have done teachers, we have done teacher students, and we've done term. So basically what I want to do today now is that we want to take it further to do session, to do subjects, to do class subjects, and results. Let's see how far we can go. Now, remember I said Symfony will automatically help you relate a relationship. Just give it the command, and the command is always the same thing, basically. So let's start with session first of all. So I don't think we have session yet on our table. So we don't have any session we don't have any session table yet. So let's create this session table. And we say that the command for Symfony, whether you are running it on PHP Storm, for today, let's use VS Code for today. Whether you're using PHP Storm or VS Code, this is the command to make entity. So entity in Symfony is like a database table. Symfony will create for you two files, an entity, which is like a database structure, and a repository, just for in case you want to query any, so you want to write any SQL query that Symfony did not handle for you. So let's say you want to handle, let's say you want to have manual SQL query. So to give you two files, entity. So this is the entity file now. If you look at this stuff now, you can see entity folder. Then you will see repository folder. So when we have school as an entity, we'll have school repository. When we have students, we'll have students. When we have students, we'll have student repository. When we have student class, we'll have student class repository. Teachers, teacher repository. Term repository. So this entity contains the structure of the table. This table has ID, which is primary key, auto-generated. It has a name, it has an address created out of the data. While this school repository, just basically in case you want to write any other SQL query that Symfony does not handle by default, we can write it on this folder. But if you don't have any, we can leave this repository blank. It doesn't really matter basically. We only use it when we need to write any special query that Symfony does not handle for us. But most of the time, Symfony will help us handle most of the stuff that we'll be doing. So let's create our session on this stuff now. So this session will have an ID, a session, and it's active. So remember we said we'll hardly delete stuff on this our system. What we'll do at best is that we'll make it X active. So let's say, for example, currently we're in 20, I think this is 2024-2025 session. So we'll set the active for that 2024 session to 1. True. Remember, 0 is false, 1 is true. That's why you're seeing this now. This is not, though this table has 2 sessions, but 0 shows that we are currently in, we're not in 2023-2024, but 1 shows that we are currently in 2024-2025. Because we don't want to delete, because you know I don't want to delete. This session will be tied to student record. So we don't want to delete. We just want to find a way of making, okay, this is the active session for now, basically. So let's get that. So let's get this done. So let's get this table. We'll get this table. We'll link this table, and you see, sharp, sharp, everything is sharp, sharp. So this is the command, basically, PHP bin console make entity. And we can also find it here. So it's not as if, so it's on the documentation. So when you go to database, .train database, you scroll down. So we've already created a database. So we're going to create, we only create this one. I think we've done this already in the class. So let's see the command. Okay, so it should be, so this is the command here. PHP bin console make entity. Anytime you want to create an entity class, and remember, an entity class represents a database class, which is also equals to which is mapped as a database table. So let me copy this command here. And let's paste it here. We run it at the terminal of your project. So look at this project now. It's showing me that it is drive C user on mobile desktop, and this is the project name. So I'll run this command on this project name. So let me paste it here. Run it. So I'll press an enter. So it's loading basically. You're going to ask me for some questions now. So let's just wait. It's going to come up. Just give it some time. Let me just open my PHP storm just in case this is taking time.
Hello, is.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I said, while we are waiting, I said, in that place where we have session,
Yes.
In our diagram, we know we have 0, 1.
Yes.
Yes. Can we have more than 1 0 there? Like now when 2024 session passes.
Yes.
We convert it to 0.
Yes, exactly. We can have multiple 0, but the law is that we can only have one 1.
Okay.
Yes, we can only
That's
have
the active session.
That's active, exactly. Others will be inactive, basically.
Okay.
Yes, others will be inactive, basically.
Okay.
So taking time, I need to migrate to PHP stuff. I think my VS Code it's slow to respond, but let me just open my PHP stuff. I don't know, probably it's because I'm recording on the system today. That's why it's slow. Yeah, so we can have lots of zeros because we also want to keep historical records. We don't want to delete sessions, yeah, but we can only have one active session at a time, basically.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, boss. Yeah, thank you, sir. Okay, so it has come up now after much wait. So it's asking you, no, my system is slow today. It's asking you class name. Remember, the class name is the same thing as your table name. Remember, this is an entity. Entity represents a table. Now we have our diagram. So our class here. So what's the name of our table here? It's session. She's asking what is the name of the table we want to create, and this is the table we want to create. We want to create a session table. So I'm going to type in session here. Okay, so let me close this. Close this window. Exit. Yep. Let's continue VS Code. So I'll put in session here. So session is the name of the table I want to create. So it will be fast. Now, do you want to broadcast? I will say no. It will be fast now. So you can see it has created 2 files for me automatically. It has created, remember I said it's going to create the session file and the session repository. So it tells me 2 stuff have been created. Now it's asking me what is the name of the properties you want to add. So property just represents table columns. So this is a property. ID is a property. Session is a property. That is a property. So remember, the ID is handled by Symfony. So it will create for you automatically. So we'll move to the next one, which is session. So I'll put in session. So the next one I want is session. Then, so to ask me, is it a string? Yes, I'll put a string. Session should be a string. And yeah, and to ask me what's the maximum length of the string? Default is 255. So let's count. Let's look at this top. We'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So at every time, our maximum string length will be 9 because
9.
Exactly. But let's just make it 20. Let's make it 20 basically. So let's just make it 20. So we'll put it 20 here. And assume that then asking, can this be null? We'll say no, because for every entry you put on that particular row, they must have a value for the session. So we'll put no. Can this be null? We'll put no. Cannot be null. So null means that it cannot be empty. It must have a value, basically. So we'll put no. Then good. Then what's the next one we're creating? We're creating is active is the next one we're creating, basically. So let's go back and say, so the next one we're creating is called is active. I remember we said that Symfony don't like using underscore, basically. So this is active, we've written as this, it's active. But Symfony will convert it to underscore, but this will write it for Symfony. So it will make this a small letter and put the underscore, basically. So let's make it now. So the next column we'll put is active. So it's active. Now, Symfony, as soon as Symfony says that is, it says this is a boolean. Remember, boolean represents true or false, of which is false. One is true. In computer, everything about computer is zeros and one, true or false. So yes, let's put a boolean. Yes, I want a boolean. It's asking, can this field be null? I'll put a no. So you must put either a true or false when putting a value for the session. Now I'll put a which is like for debugging, basically. I like using for debugging. Yes, it's a date time. It cannot be null. Good. So let me run through it just a minute. So there's the last column I was supposed to put in here, which is updated at, but I missed it. So I pressed the double enter and it's exited the table. So I want to go back into that table again. So good, I'll just put in session here. So if I try to, so I want to go back into that table. As soon as I type in session, Symfony will know that the session table already exists. So it means that you want to now edit. You don't want to create new one. I think on enter, so it tells you that table already exists. So let's add new field to it. So just in case you want to add field to a table, just put that table name again. So if you know, oh, this I already have this table already. So it means that you want to update this table or add new record or edit a particular record to the table. So let me put updated at. Yeah, so good. Not good. So we are done. So the next thing we'll do is to run this command. Remember this command now, php bin console make migration. So what does the command do? So let me show you this table we've created. So this is session. This is our session repository. It has ID. Remember, I told you that this ID will be created for you automatically by Symfony. Symfony will handle the ID for us. Yeah. Then this ID has a session. This session is a string of length 20. So remember the 20 we gave now. This is 20. It's a string, and it maps to our session column. Then the next one is active, is a boolean, which is true or false. So this is active. We'll have the created at, updated at. So we'll have how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So good. So Symfony has mapped this to us for. Symfony has mapped this class into an entity class. So an entity class is a special type of database class. It's not like a PHP class. It's a database class that is mapped to a database table. Now, if anything we do on the class, it will be updated on the table. Yeah. So now we need to now convert this class into SQL query that we can run our database upon. So to create this class, remember this class is created in Symfony, but this class does not yet exist on our database table. Look at this table. If I refresh this table now, you will see anything here like session class for now. Something like session for now. So now Symfony is telling us whenever we're ready, let's run this command. So let me copy this stuff and run this command here. So this command will just convert all your updated entity and give you the SQL query of it. Now it has created it for us. Where did it create it to? Under the migration, it created a new file called, it says a new file was created called 3914. So this is the file here. Let's open the file. And you can see this is the SQL query to create session table. Create table session, ID, integer, auto increment, not null. Auto increment means the first one should be 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. Then the next one is session, varchar 20, which maps to our session table here. Yeah. Then we'll have the is active. So remember I told you that Symfony will convert that is active to the database is active. So what Symfony does is that it will convert this one, we've given it as this, and it will give it to this by itself when it's creating the SQL table. So this is it doing this conversion here. So you can see that converted to is active. It's a tiny integer, which means that it only accepts true or false. That's a created art and a date stamp and an omitted art. So this is the table we want to create now. The next thing I will do is I'll now give Symfony the last command, which is this command that says Symfony. Now push this SQL command and use it to create a new table for me to run all my SQL query in the database. So this is the command we use basically. So Symfony is just about command. So I'll copy this stuff, I'll paste it here. Yes, I run it. Now good. So Symfony has successfully executed the command. Now let's go to our database, refresh, and we'll see the session. So this is our session table. And it has ID, session, it's active. So let's load this data with what we have here. So let's say 1. And what we have here is 1, 2023, 2024. Let me just copy this. Let's be fast. So let's have a test. So 2024 is active 0. Then today's date, let's just use today's date, 2024-10-12 space 15 41 00 Ctrl C, Ctrl V, row. Let's make this 2 paste. So this is 1, and this is 2024 2025. And let me save it. Ctrl S to save. So you see it now. So we now have our session table. So let's just add another one again. So let's say 3 will be, so sorry, this will be 3, and this will be 2025/2026 session. Then this will be, for now, this will be 0. Remember, we are not there yet. So this will be 0. And let's save it here. So we'll have this our session table. Why? So this one tells us that we have 3 sessions. This is in the past. This is not yet active, but this row is active because it's active is set to true 1. Everybody agree, Navi?
Yes.
Exactly. So good. So I like that. So it means that we have created this our table. You see now sharp. So we've done this our table, and it's gone. Now the next thing we'll do is that let's create our subject table. Remember, our class table already exists. We have our class. I think we have. Let me see. Do we have our class table? Yes. Our class. Let's see. Student class exists here. Good. So we have our student class already. So you can see this table now. Let me remove this. So you can see this table now. This table here is what is this table here. It has name, JSS1, JSS2, JSS3, SS1, SS2, SS3, and alumni. So this is the class. It's called student class. So we already have this table. Now good. So what we need to do now is that we need to create a subject table and then build a relationship between the student. So this will be called class. So this will be called subjects. So we'll call this stuff now. So we'll call it subject, or okay, let's call it class. Student class. It will be called student_class_subjects. Do you agree? But do you agree? Yes, so this table will be student underscore class. Remember, this is the name of the table, student class, then underscore subject. So it's like it's linking this student class to this subject. This will be called.
Sorry, what was the initial name of this table?
Yes, it's called class. But you remember, I said PHP not let us create class that last time. He said class was, or your class was already a unique name in PHP.
Yeah. Okay.
So we now named it to student class. Yeah. So this will now be. So let me save this. So this will now be subject ID. Good. So let's just push it so we can just see. So we can mimic exactly the data we're having. Yeah. So I wanted to use class that day, but PHP said no, they will not allow me to use class because class is already a keyword for PHP. So I needed to actually now look into student class. Okay, so good. So now because of that, before it was class underscore. So let's keep our naming convention easy. So we know that okay, this table, when you see student class subject, it's the relationship between student class and the subject.
Sorry, I thought we have the student class at the top.
Yes, this is student class.
Yeah, so what was the initial name of this? This one we are changing, this student class.
It was class before.
Oh.
So the name was
sorry, the up one is this one is the class. This one you are now.
Yeah,
that's the IDGS one. Yeah, I mean this other one at the bottom.
This one?
Yeah, what was the initial name?
So it was class underscore subjects.
Okay.
But because we've changed this now to student underscore.
Yeah.
Change this now to student underscore class underscore subjects. You understand? So that you can have that consistency in the naming. So let's just so the next thing, but remember before we can create this class, because we already have this class already, but before we can create this class, we have to create this subject class. Remember, we have to create the subject class first. They will now link this and this together. Okay, so let's create the subject class now. So remember, the command is the same thing. I'll just copy this command basically. Is the anytime you're creating this an entity, this is the command we use basically. So I'll paste this here now. So let me clear this. So we're almost there. So it's fast now. So what the name of the it's asking the name of the table. I'll just go back here and so the name of the table is called subject. If I can copy it from here. So subject, that's one of the table I want to use. So let me just type it. So SUBJECT. Good. So no, the one of the class. It's asking, so it has created two files now, subject and the subject repository. Remember, the subject will have the structure of the database. The repository will have like any SQL query we want to add to it later in the future. So our coding basically. So let's go. So now our ID is managed by Symfony automatically. So we'll start from the name. So let's add name. So name. And so let's give it a string. I'm not sure. So let's use a 50. I'm not sure there's any subject that more than 50 now. Or let's use 100. Just in case we want to have.
It's possible. It can be possible.
Into text slash. All those. So let's use 100.
Okay.
Or let's use 255. Don't worry. Let's just use 255. Just in case we have any long to be safe. Then can this field be null? So this field never be null because for every creating, you must give it a subject name. So it's very important. So we'll put a null. It cannot be null. Then remember, for debugging purpose, we'll put a created out to show we created it out as a date. It cannot be null. I'll put an updated out basically. This is just like an extra debugging this thing. So yeah, so good. So we're done. Now the next thing I'll do is that I will generate this command to convert that table to an SQL query. Remember this command now. So this, So this will convert this table I just created. So let's look at this table basically. Let's go back here.
So the first piece missing.
Yes, so let's go to this. I want to look at this table. So this is the subject table. So you can see that. So it has the ID, the name, did that updated at. So we have our table. But now we need to convert this table to have the SQL query of it so that my SQL can understand what doctrine now understand. And this is the command we use basically. So we'll just run this command. It will help you do it for you. We'll learn to trace ourselves. So clear, paste this command. And so it's doing the conversion on the back end. So it's converting what is here into SQL query that we can run basically. So let's just see. So good, it's done. So when it's done, it gives you a file. So this is the file. Now this is the query. Create a new table called subjects. The ID is integer, auto increment, not null. That's a name, Baka 255. It has a created at which is date time, which cannot be null, not null, which is not allowed to be null, and is a date time. And it has an updated at, which is a date time, cannot be null, basically. So now let's run this query. Now let's execute this query in our database so that we can have our subject table. So I'll refresh this. Let's go back. Let's run this. So this is the command we run basically. So it'll tell you, specifically it won't give you a suggestion. Run this command when you're ready. So let's run this command. So now it's going to execute this stuff now, this command in our database. So let's refresh our database. Voila, we see our subject table. Now let's add some record to this subject table. So let's have some classes. So let's see if we can mimic what we have on our database. So we have English, Maths, CRS. So let me just run those three. Let me just run English, Maths, and Biology basically. So good. So let's run. So this should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be English, which is like everybody does English now. English, Maths, Mathematics, Biology, Physics. Then let's just put the chemistry. So on this table, remember the purpose of this table is to load all the subjects we are doing in this school. From GSS1 to SS3, we're going to put all the subjects in this table. All the subjects are doing. I will not repeat. If we have English, only English will do. If we have Maths, only Maths. We're not going to repeat. Biology will run through biology. But there's also another table which we'll create that we'll now use to assign which class does which particular subject, which is the purpose of this table. Remember, this table is like a permission table that will not say, okay, fine. English language is done by which class? Maths is done by which class? Biology is done by which class? So this is what this table does basically. So it's linking this class, which is the student class, and the subject together. So we can now know, because remember on this table, we're going to load all the subjects into this table. Irrespective of the classes, they're going to be here. Now this table contains all our subjects in the school. This table contains all the classes in our school. Now, this table is now going to, what we're going to set which subject is done by which class. I don't know if it makes sense, boss. I don't know if it makes sense. Good. So good. So let's get this stuff. So let me create this. Let me use this data tag here. So good. 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 So I'm just giving a timestamp like when it was created. So good. So we have our class. So we have 5 subjects. Remember, so now our next goal is we have 5. We've done this table also. So let's mark this as done. So let's mark this as done. So our next goal is to do this table now, which is the student class subjects. Now, so let me just bring this off in now. So good. So remember we have so what then do we have? We have our subjects and we have our class. Now, these are the 2 tables that concerns us now. Now we have this, our subject contains, this our student class contain all the classes in the school, which is JSS1, JSS2, JSS3, SS1, SS2, SS3 alumni. They've gone. Now, this our subject contains all the subjects in the school, which maybe, we won't put all the subjects, it may even be up to 60 subjects we are doing in the school. Remember, I'm going to start from social studies to CRS to biology, all the subjects to government to economics, all the subjects will be here. Now, we now have a way of finding which class does which subjects. Yes. Now, this is where this table comes in now. And this relationship is called a many-to-many relationship.
Yes.
Yes, because one class can take multiple subjects. Exactly.
Yes.
And one subject can be done by multiple classes.
By multiple classes.
Is it now? So let's say, for example, now JSS1 have 12 subjects. They have English, they have Maths, they have government. Example now, one subject, which is English, can be done by 6 classes. Like English is compulsory for all classes. Just 1 to 3.
That's true.
So this relationship is called a many to many
Too many.
relationship. So many of these. Now, for many to many, all we need to do is just so let's clear this back. Now, for many to many relationship, if the two sides of this table have equal rights, as long as those two tables exist, the two sides of this table have equal rights. So what do I mean? This table and this table have equal rights. As long as these two tables exist first, they cannot create this last table. So let's go into the student class table and add the relationship. Let's see how it works. So let's go back. So let's create. So remember I said if you add this command, well, so it's going to ask you, do you want to create a new table? What's the name of the table you want to create? But if you give it this table that already exists, Symfony will tell you that, oh, that table already exists. It means that you want to edit the table. So let's click on student class. Students class, basically. So remember, we already have student class here, which is this table here, which is what I'm putting here, which is what is here. Student class already exists. But I want to go in and create a many-to-many relationship between student class and the subject. So I'm entering into the student class now. So let me click on enter to tell you it already exists. Okay, it already exists. So you want to add feed? I'll say yes. Now what do I want to add? I want to add a new feed called, let's look at this. I want to add a new feed called subjects. Remember, I want to tie this class to this class. I am currently on this class. I want to create a relationship between this. So I want to add this subject into this class. You see that? I am currently on this class. So now I am currently on this student class, which I'm inside already. Now I want to bring this class now, this subject, into my student class so that there can be a relationship between the two of them. So what would I do? I'll put, okay, the name of my class, I want to create a table called a column called subject. That will be the name of the relation of the table called subject. So I want to try to bring this subject class into my student class so that they can have a relationship. We can know which class offer which subject. So I'll click on enter. Now it's asking me what is the column type. Now this column is a special column. It's not a string, it's not an integer, it's a relationship type. So if I click on the question mark, I'm going to look up for a relationship. So it's a relationship. Remember, I'm relating two tables together. So this is a special table. So I'm going to choose the relationship table. So I'll put the relationship. It's not a string, it's not an integer, it's not a boolean. It's a relationship, basically. They will tell me which entity is it related to. So remember, anywhere you see entity, just know it's a table. It's asking you now, which table do you want this student class, which you are currently on, to be related to? I want it to be related to the subject. So I'll put subject here. Remember, so I started with entering the student class. I created a field called subjects. I call the field a relationship. And I want to relate that field to the subject table.
Okay.
Get it now. So I'll put subject, enter. He said yes. What type of relationship do you want? Is it a one-to-many, a one-to-many to one, a many-to-many, or a one-to-many? Now, this is what we want here. So let me explain. We want a many-to-many, whereby each student class, so each class can have many subjects, which is true. And each subject can be taught by many classes, which is true. So for example, GSS1, which is a class, will have multiple subjects, which is like, let's say 12 subjects in GSS1, which is correct. And one subject, like for example, maths, is taught in many classes, which is true. Maths can be in GSS1, GSS2, GSS3, GSS1, GSS2, GSS3, or English. So we're correct, right? We agree now.
Yes.
Okay, so you can see now. So we'll put in here, the relationship I want is a many to many relationship. So this is what suits this particular joining. I'm trying to join these two classes together. Put an enter. Then you say, yeah, okay, say, fine, I've seen it. Do you want to have this class called subject underscore get class? So what this thing will do is that it's going to give us an easy method where we can get we can get a particular subject and to tell us which classes offer this particular subject. That's what this thing means. Subject, then give me all the classes that is done by this subject. I will say yes. I like it. So I'll put a yes here. I want it. Yes. I want this method. Add it to it. So yes. Then asking you the field name will be student underscore classes. I'll say yes. Then that's all. That's all. You've done it already. So click on enter. That's all. So with only with that now, we have built this, we have done this table. And I'll prove to you that we've done this table. Just like that. So let me prove to you that we've done this table. Let me go back and run this command. This is the migration command. Remember, this migration command is used to get our SQL query from what we've done on our database updates. So let me run this command now in here. Then, so it has given us this table, which is this SQL query. So what has it done? You see now, it has, so this table is going to create, so this table is going to run three SQL queries. First, it's going to create a student class subject, which is what we have here. Student class subject. Remember, student class subject is going to create for us someone just trying to draw. They're going to create for us a student class subject that will have a student underscore class ID, which is something here, which is what we have here. Student underscore class underscore ID. Now this not null, and it's going to have subject underscore ID, which is what we have here now. Subject underscore ID. You can see it now. Then this student class underscore ID will be related. So let me show you the relationship now. Okay, so good. This two are primary key basically. So is that saying the student, this table now, this is a table. It has a constraint. So what do you mean constraint? Like constraint just like a rule. It has a rule. And what's that rule? It means that this student class underscore subject has a table called student class underscore ID, which is related to the student class ID column. So what does that mean? Let me show you what it means. This table, this column is relating, so this table is relating to the ID of this table here. And this subject is relating to this ID here. Does that make sense? Is it confusing? Mr. Trust, welcome. I think you came a little bit late, Jerry, but I know you'll catch up, Sha. Ada, goodness, does that is it? Yeah, boss. Yeah, boss. So I'm just trying to interpret. And I'm just trying to interpret what this query does. So it's saying that, remember, this it wants to create a table called student class underscore subject that will have two columns. It will have the student class ID and the subject underscore ID, which what we have here. This table has just two columns. Student class underscore ID. Let me see. Okay, I'm trying to understand it. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So student class underscore. So let me go back now. So this is what the query is trying to do now. The query is trying to, this query that we've done now, is trying to create a table called student class ID. So okay, good. Let me see if I can make it, if I can minimize this thing. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Good, that's fine. So let me see if I can create this. I want to create this table side by side so that we can see the query and see the stuff. So let me keep this side by side. Maybe I can make this smaller a bit. I think it's too small. I'll zoom it out. Let me see. So let me zoom this table out. So good. Let me put it side here. Let's put it side by side. Let's put this on top. Okay, good. Now see this. See what this command is doing. ah, okay, that's fine. So this command is saying, let me take this back. Good. So it's saying it wants to create this table called student class subjects that has two columns: student class ID, student class ID,
Subject.
and subject ID. And this will have an integer. It must be an integer value and is not null. This must be an integer value and not null. Now it's going to have an index. So it's going to have an index. And on this table, a combination of the student class and the subject ID will make the primary key. So this is what we call a composite key. So how do I mean? So let me show you what I mean in this stuff. Let me go back to this stuff. So let me just do something. So, okay, let me get something done. Just a minute. So to fit, then let me query this out. So it means that if you have one of these and one of these, so let's go. And I'll prove that to you when we're doing our testing. You cannot have this, you cannot have 1, 1 and another 1, 1 again. No. If you have 1, 1, the system will never allow you to have another 1, 1.
Another one.
Yeah, because you can only map this one now. Okay, so let's look at what this thing means. This one here represents, so let's go to our subject class. Our subject here represents English. Remember, this table is mapping to this table. One is English.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is English. While on our other table, one here is mapping to GSS1. Remember, our one for the student class is GSS1. So what this thing means in database stuff is that this is GSS1. So this is GSS1 as a class, and this is English. Yeah, but we're representing it with the code of 1, 1, which is English GSS1. So if you have 1, 1 on this database, you can never allow another 1, 1 again. The system will, the database will reject it.
Which means another JSS1 is having English again.
Exactly. So in a situation where you have two tables mapped as a primary key, that is called, that column, those two columns will now be called a composite key. So that's what it's doing now. So look at what it's doing here. It's saying that the primary key will be mapped as a combination of these two tables. So you can only have one unique record that is having 1, 1. You can have 1, 2, 1, 3, but you can never have 1, 2, another 1, 2 again. Don't worry, when we run it, I'm going to show you this stuff. We're going to prove it, and you will see the way the system will reject it basically. So exactly. So this is it. So that's what it means as the primary key, a combination of two columns. Then it's not saying that on this table called, so let's go back to this table. Now it's not saying that on this table called student class subjects, now there's a foreign key constraint. It means that there's a relationship. So remember I said there's a primary key, which is like a unique identifier for that particular table. There's a foreign key which holds a relationship to another primary key on that table. It's not saying that this table you are seeing here is not a normal column. So this table you are seeing here, on this table, this stuff you are seeing here called student class ID is a foreign key. It has a relationship linking to the student class ID, which I just did here now. So it means that this one that we are seeing here, so let's go back. This table we are seeing here is linking to this, what the value from this table. You get that? So this one you are seeing here is linking to GSS1, which is 1 here. And also, the subject ID which is subject ID here, on this part is a foreign key linking to the subject ID. So this stuff here, this one here, is a one linking to the one on this table, which is English language. I don't know if it's clear.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Go, is it clear?
It's clear.
Okay, hey, good. So I like that. So good. So let's run the query now. So let's create this table now. Let's see. Then let's do a test. Let's see basically what will happen. So let's run this. Let's run this stuff to execute this query that is here. So let's paste it here. Okay, yes, so yes. Okay, so let's go back to our database table and let's refresh now. So you see, we now have our student class subjects, which this table brings together our student class and our subjects all in one. So student class subjects are related by this class. Remember, this student class, so let's go. This student class will hold all the classes in the school. Don't forget to, this student class will hold all the classes, JSS1, JSS2, JSS3, SS1, SS2, SS3, alumni. Alumni is just a way of saying all those guys, they've graduated, they are not offering any subject, basically, but they've graduated, not to delete any record. Then this subject will hold all the subjects our school is offering. So English, maths, biology, physics, chemistry, CRS, geography, social studies, everything will be on this table, basically. Yes. Now, this table is not, the purpose of this table is not to join which class is offering which subjects. Remember, we may have 60 subjects on this subject column. Okay, so let me add some. Let me add 6. Let me add 6.
Social studies.
Good. Social studies. So let's just add more. Social studies.
Okay.
Let's make it like 10. So social studies. We can test data. Then
Basic science.
Good. Let's make it 10. So social studies.
Basic science. Basic science.
Yes, basic science. Which one? Let's try to make it 10. Let's do intro tech.
History.
Okay, good. History. Good. History. Then let's make it so by 9.
Civic education.
Okay, good. So civic education. Then one more.
CRS.
Computer.
Okay, computer. Okay, so let me make civic education.
Computer.
Yeah, so 10. Let's make it 10. 10 will be looking for our testing. Now,
Computer.
A computer study. Let me just copy this and fill it up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So good. Now you see, on this table, we have subjects that runs irrespective of classes: biology, physics, chemistry, social studies, basic science, history, civic education, computer studies, English, maths. On this table, we have our students. And this table will not tell us, okay, fine, which class does which particular subjects. Now let's start from JSS1. Now let's pick JSS1. So if I'm going to pick JSS1 from here now, so this is, remember, this table links student class subjects. So good. So if I'm to pick JSS1, what will be the so what now from these 10 tables we offer, from these 10 subjects we offer, I want to pick which subject is offered by JSS1. Remember,
Yes.
10 subjects we offer. I want to pick which subject is offered by JSS1. Now let's do it together now.
Are you picking the subject or the codes, IDs?
So you'll be the one to take me. So remember, we're taking the IDs of the subject name.
Okay, we're taking the IDs.
Yes, so good. So now so I want to start filling this stuff now. So what will I put as the ID of JSS1 under the class subject? ID.
1.
Good. So year will be 1.
1.
Good. Now let's start picking. So on this side, so let's pick. So what is which class, which student is offered by 1? Remember, 1 is just S1 because on the
Yes. Okay.
1 represents
Okay. Okay.
good. So let's start picking. So yeah, let's pick which student is offered by just S1.
English.
Not on English.
So we'll put 1 here. So remember 1.
Okay. Okay.
Then we'll add another record again.
Okay.
It will be 1, 2, which is
2.
English. Exactly. Then we'll add another record again. So good. Let's continue. Which other one again?
6.
Basic.
Good. So go back here
Okay,
again.
sir.
So it will be 1, 6.
6.
Good. So basic science 2, right? 7, right?
7. Yes.
It will be 1, 7. Good.
8, 9, 10.
Good. So it's good. I love this. So it will be row, row, row. So it will be 1, 8,
8,
1, 9,
9,
1.
1, 10.
Now let's do for Jesus 2.
Okay.
So let's do for we've done the Jesus 1 now. So now we've assigned all the subjects that Jesus 1 does based on this little data we have. Now let's go for Jesus 2 now. So what will be the
The same
class?
thing.
So what will be the class for Jesus 2? What will be the ID here for Jesus 2?
So maybe all we need to change is the ID, but the other subject IDs are the same.
So good. So this should be, so what will be the value here?
2.
2.
Good. 2. So remember 2, yeah? So this will be, so let me just put more rows. So this will be 1. Good. 2, 2,
2.
2, 6,
3. 6. Sorry.
2, 7,
7.
so 2, 8,
8.
2, 9,
9 to 10.
10. Exactly. Now let's do for Jesus 3 now. So what will be the ID for Jesus 3 here?
3.
It's 3.
So 3. So let's add more rows again. So let's assume it's the same subject now, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
So 3. So 3, this is 1. They do
1,
English, do maths. So 3, 6.
6,
So 3.
7,
So 3.
8,
So 3.
9,
Yeah. Then 3.
10.
Good. Now let's do, so if we're going for SS1, so what will be the ID for SS1 here?
Which is supposed to be 4.
Good, 4. So one will be 4, yeah? And this class subject ID will be 4. Then the subject for this one, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't do 6, 7,
1, 2,
8.
3, 4, 5, 10.
No. They do 9.
Oh, they do 9?
Yes.
They do 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes 10 also.
Okay, good.
Mm.
Okay, Ada, I'm coming. I'm going to explain it for you. Just a minute. I'm going to explain this stuff back for you again. So let's do. I'm going to come back. So let's do
1, 2,
4.
3, 4, 5,
So
9,
1,
10.
2, 3, 4, 5,
5,
9, 10.
9, 10.
Agree now, right? So this is 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Good. So let's just stop here. So so let me explain this for Ada. So let me delete this column now.
Okay.
So delete. So let's delete 0. Good. So let's save this now. Okay. So good. Now, so Ada, Ada is confused how we getting the 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 tests. So let me explain for Ada. So Ada, remember this table is called student_class, which the purpose of this table is just to hold all the classes in our database, basically. Remember, it will hold all the classes in our database. So we are putting JSS1, JSS2, JSS3, SS1, SS2, SS3. You get. Now, we have the subject table, which will hold all the subjects that we are doing in the school. English, maths, biology, physics, chemistry, geography, history, computer science, computer education, blah, blah, blah. All the subjects are doing in our school from secondary just to GSS3, we put it in here. Now, but let's say, for example, we have 60 subjects, but we know that it's not possible for a particular class to offer all 60 subjects now. It's not possible now. Let's say this one may be open around, let's say, 12 or 13 subjects. GSS2, like, for example, GSS1 does not do biology, physics, chemistry. It's done from SS. While SS1 does not do, SS1 does not do basic science. They do physics, chemistry, biology, for example. GSS don't do government, they do social studies, for example. Now, that is where this table is coming from. So now have to have this table that will do something like, it's called like a permission to tell us, which table of the class does which subject. So let me get an example. So this one you are seeing here represents, so let's go to, remember this table is linking to this table. So this student class underscore ID, this is how you look at it. Student underscore class is the name of the table. The ID is the column. So which ID is 1 here? It is GSS1. You see it now? So this thing you are seeing here is linking to that. That's why this one has an arrow. It means that this one is not just a normal one. It is a one that has a relationship. So that one is called a foreign key. It is linking to the primary key of a table. And which table is that? From the name, we'll see it's linking to the student underscore class table. So which is this student underscore class. And the column is ID. So this one you are seeing here is linking to this table, student underscore class, and the ID column. So whatever be the value of one that is here, that is what this table is linking to. So this one represents GSS1. Now, this other side is linking to the subject ID. So while this side is linking to the student class, this is linking to the subject. So one here, we will go to the subject table and find which subject has an ID of 1, which is English language. So what this means is that GSS1 offers English language. Same GSS1 offers subject 2. We'll go to 2 and see what is 2, mathematics. Now, GSS1 does not offer 3 because 3 is biology. So we will not put 3 here. GSS1 does not offer 4, does not offer 5, but GSS1 offers 6, which is social studies. So we'll put in 6 here. 7, 8, 9, and 10. So it means that GSS1 offers 1, 2, which is English, Maths. They offer social studies, basic science, history, civic education, and computer studies. So this is where we've set permission. Now, if I now tell our system, give me all the classes, all the subjects offered by GSS1, it will come to this table. It will look for the ID of GSS1, which is 1, and come and say, okay, which subject is linked to 1? It will pick English, it will pick Maths, it will pick this, it will pick this, it will pick this, it will pick this. It will not pick this because this is GSS2. It will only pick this and give it to you. Bam. These are the subjects being offered by GSS1. I don't know if it makes sense like that. Does it make sense? Please put on the comment section. I'm trying to break it down as much as much as I can. Does it make sense?
Of course.
Okay. So that please just put on the comment section if it makes sense. So what I'm trying to do now is that we're trying to link these two tables together to see which subjects. Remember, this is our subject table. When we load it up with data, it may be up to 50 subjects. Now, there must be a way for us to now tell which from the 50 subjects. Let me see. Okay, good. So Ada says you understand. Nice one, Ada. So remember, when we load our table on this stuff, we'll have close to like 50 subjects. Now, there must be a way to now tell our system, okay, from this 50, which one is offered by GSS1? Which one is offered by GSS2? Which one is offered by GSS3? So this is the work of this table. Exactly. So when when we're programming, when we're building our system, we'll tell it now. I select GSS1. It will come to this table and check which subject has a relationship with GSS1. it knows that GSS1 is 1. It will come here and say, okay, which subject is directly linked to 1? It will pick 1, it will pick 2, it will pick 6, it will pick 7, it will pick 8, it will pick 9, it will pick 10. You get it? That. So why is this called a many-to-many relationship? So let me show you why it's called a many-to-many relationship. It means that one class, remember, many of these, one class can offer multiple subjects. GSS1 is offering multiple subjects. And one subject can be offered by multiple class. You can see English here is 1, is done by GSS1. The same English is done by GSS2. The same English is done by GSS3. The same English is done by SS1. So this relationship is called a many-to-many relationship. Now let me also prove to you that you cannot have, if we have 1 and 1, we can never have another 1 and 1 again. Yes, so let me prove to you. So let's assume that we are smart, and I put a 1 and a 1. I'll know that this, so this already exists to 1 1. So I want to force our system to accept another 1 1 again. So let me try to save. Yeah, so let me try to save. Control X. To tell you duplicate entry 1 1 are primary key. Yet that, so you can never have another GSS1 offering English language. Not even 1 1. You can never even have a 1 2 safe. So you 1 2 are already tied. So if I save this now, I tell you 1 2 no, because it already exists already. So this way, we are making sure that our data has full data integrity.
Okay.
Is it that? So there will not be wrong duplication of records, basically. Once you have the permission, once you have the type between a class and a subject, you cannot have duplicate GSS1 offering English, another GSS1 offering English. The system will tell you no, it already exists. It is wrong. So basically, I need to delete this now.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see. So now, if you look at this one now, so if you look at this one now, this one is tied to a special kind of 1. It is not just a 1, it is a 1 relationship. And I can prove it to you. If I click on this 1, it will tell me what this 1 represents. So if I click on this 1 here, to tell me this 1 is GSS1. And if I click on this 1 here, to tell me this 1 is English language. So it means that this is GSS1, this is English. If I click on this 2 here, tell me this is maths. If I click on 6 here, tell me this is social studies. Exactly.
This is our database.
Yeah, this is our database basically. So we're playing with database, but from this database, you're already seeing how we are segmenting data to make it very easy for the application we are building to be able to pull out record. So remember, when you are pulling out record for GSS1, you want to get this subject GSS1 offer. Your system will not come to this table. No. This table just gives us all the subjects we do in our school.
Okay.
Now your system will come to this table and say, okay, GSS1 is 1. Now give me all the subjects attached to 1 as the class ID. And to give you English, maths, 6, 7, but it's as a name now, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For 2, is GSS2 to give you. So this table is what will fetch our classes and our subjects. You get where on this table, this is the table for the purpose of this table is where we will select as a child is going from GSS1 to GSS2. This is where we'll fetch all our class record on the select button. Remember, there's a select drop down now where you select GSS1 for the class, GSS2, GSS3. So we'll fetch it from here. This will fetch the subjects. Then this will fetch the relationship between the class and the subjects. So I don't know if it's clear. Yeah, so it's making sense now. So you can see that.
Yes.
Yes. So I've done this table. So you can see we've done this table, sharp, sharp. Symfony made it very, very easy for us to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So the last table remaining for us to do before we now go into, we'll now leave our entity, that our database, and go further is because now we are adding data from our database. No, but it is wrong. Oh. All this stuff we've added now, we're going to delete it. I'm not just showing, going to show, I'm just using to show our data are linked. But all this data we're doing now will come from our application. Our application will be the one dumping data into our database, dumping relationship into our database. So we'll not be the one to come back here and be adding data. No. All these things will come from our front-end application, basically. So before we start, we'll delete everything, empty all the tables, and begin to program how data are coming in from our front end. So let's work on these results. It will be a little bit tricky, but let's work on it together. So remember, the command is the same thing, basically. So it is, so let me say it is PHP being console make entity. So this is the name of the command that we're using. Good. And it's asking us what is the name of the table. So I want to call it results, basically results. Remember results. So we're saying that for results will be linked. So results will be tied to a student. We agree now. Results will be tied to a student.
Mm-hmm.
It will be tied to a session.
Mm-hmm.
It will be tied to a 10.
A 10.
It will be tied to a class.
Mm-hmm.
It will be tied to a subject.
Exactly. And this 4.
I will have the score and the grade. So let's say, for example, student 10 for session this, under term this, in class this, subject this, has this score. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yes.
You get it now. So you can see this result table has lots of relationship on this result. So now let's start beginning to build this relationship basically. So I think so. Let's call it results.
This is a one-to-many, right?
Yes, God, exactly. It's a one-to-many. It's a one-to-many. Let's call it results. So this is we'll be linking. Let's put it in no. Good. Now the first thing. Now remember this ID is handled by Symfony, so we don't need to worry about this ID. What we need to worry about now is the student. We'll start from here. So we're going to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's start with this. Now this is student. So let's have a relationship between the result and the student. Now this so anywhere you see underscore ID, it means that there's a relationship. So first thing we'll do is that we're going to have a relationship between the result table and the students because every result must be attached to a student now.
A student. Mm-hmm.
Yes, now a student will have a result. A student will have a result. You can't have a student without a result. So let's exactly. So let's create a relationship between. So let's try to attach this result now to a student. So now what we're going to do now, we're going to call this a student. So this is student, that's the name of the party. And is a relation. Remember, it's not a string, it's a relation. It has a relation. And to ask you what class is he related to, we're going to put students. So
No,
this
we already have student.
yes.
Okay, student relation to student.
Yes, results relationship to students.
Sorry. Okay.
So we are creating the result table.
Okay.
On the result table, we're putting a feed called students that will be
all right.
data. You understand?
Okay.
I don't know if you get it, sir.
Yes, I get it now.
Okay, good. So now this will be called student. Now it's not asking what type of relationship do you want. Now let's look at this very critical way. Now it will either be this or this. But let's look at which one fall into our category. It can never be this or this. So it will either be this or this. But let's look at it. So let's see which one fall into what you want.
It's a one-to-many.
So let's see. So he said each result relates to one student, and each can have many results.
No.
Okay, one-to-many says each result can relate to many students, and each student can relate to one result. So which one do you want from these two? which one well communicates what you want to do? Is it that one of these two? But which one very well fits what you want to do?
Both of them, in the sense that if a school is handling a situation where a student has more than one result,
Yes.
we will have to deal with many to one.
Okay.
But in this situation now, we are dealing with one to many.
Okay,
Because
now let's look at this one to many. One to many is saying that each result, so one result belongs to many students. Is that what you want? One
no,
good. So what? But this one is saying each
Okay.
result relates to one student, and each student can have many results. While one to many is saying each result belongs to many students. Each result belongs to many students, and each student can have one result. So which one? So
okay,
which one?
no.
Mr. Alvin,
No,
which one?
it's many to one.
Mr. Alvin, do you agree? Goodness, do you agree?
Good afternoon, boss.
Boss, I'm loyal. Mr. Alvin, do you agree?
This is what I am theoretically. I'm thinking that a a student has one result that contains several subjects. So I would like to reason along the line with a student has multiple results. If you're looking at that, the combined result of all the students, from the combined result of all the subjects. So if you say the result, that means it contains all the subjects. That's how I'm looking at it from that angle. Not
Okay.
the round. So I think I'll go with the first option you pointed out.
Good. So the correct option to go with is the first option, many to one. Now, so this is it. This is it. So every result, each record of a result will relate to only and only one student.
One student.
You get? But each student can have many results. But
Yes.
this one is saying each result relates to many students.
No.
Which is no. Each result that we enter relates to only one student. You get
student has just one result or more results.
Exactly.
But many students cannot own one result.
Exactly. So we're going with this one now. So we're going with, sorry, I think I've left this stuff. So I need to go in back again. Sorry, let me go in back again. So we're going with the first one basically. So let me go back again. It's really very interesting though. Sometimes it's confusing, but if you look at it very well, you just look at it very, very well. And you see that it's funny. Okay, so let's go to results. It already exists. So let's call it students. Relation. Students. So this column is related to the student entity. And this first one, which is many to one. Yes, so that's many to one. So every result we enter it relates to only one student. But now each student can have multiple results. System. Yeah, so it's many to one. Yeah, so and it's asking now, is the results students? Is the relationship between the result and the student, is it allowed to be no? We'll say no, because every record of a result must be tied to a particular student.
It's particular student.
Exactly. So it will be no. It's not allowed to be known. Then they say, do you want to add a new property? Yeah, yes. So this will give us a student record. So yes, let's put it yes. Yes, the results, yes. Okay, then let's put it. Let's not delete off fund. So good. So it's done. So now we have successfully related this student to our results. Now let's go to the next one. The next one shows a relationship between our results and the session.
The session.
So we've done this. So we've related our result to the student. Now let's go to the session now. So I'll call this table session. And I'll call it a relation. Remember, it's not a string, it's a relation. It's related to something else, so relation. And it's related to the session table. Now it's asking us, now let's look at which relationship is still tied to this, either of these two. But let's see which one works best for us. So that is saying each result relates to one session, and each session can relate to many result objects. That's the first one. The second one says each result can relate to many session objects, and each session relates to one object. So let's see. So which one is the correct one?
One session. Result relates to one session.
That again.
One session can relate to many results. And each
Oh,
result can relate
Run
to
that explanation again. Sorry.
Sorry, you said what?
Just this run that explanation again, I beg. Sorry.
Okay, I should say it again, right?
Yes.
session.
Okay, that's fine. So you're saying the many to one is saying each result. So you're just giving you an example to break it down for you. So you're saying for this many to one, each result relates to or has one session, and each session can relate to or have many results. That's the first one. Then the one to many is saying each result can relate to, or sorry, can have many session objects, and each session object relates to one result. So which one is correct?
So the first one.
Okay. So Mr.
I
Abidi,
go with the first. I go with the first one.
okay. So Mr. Abidi, you agree? Goodness, you agree?
I'm still trying to reason out both answers to get to understand the logic before I pick.
Okay. So
Because
let me.
each result relates to one session. So that is every student's result has to be in one session.
Okay.
And every session can have many results.
Okay.
So first time can have 200 results.
Okay.
That's where I see it.
I'm liking this. Goodness, you agree, Mr. Abidi, you agree? I'm giving you time. Let's think through it. Let's think through it.
Each result can relate to many sessions. Session object. What does this session object mean?
So session object just mean that's the session table basically.
Okay.
Session object just means session table.
Each result can relate to many sessions. Each result is to one session. This session can relate to many results. I still go for the first one.
Okay. Okay. So that's correct. The first one is correct, Mr. Ogo. You are very correct. So Mr. Alvin, let me explain it for you. Now, each result must relate or can only relate to one particular session. So every result we upload on this system, each result, each record will relate to one particular session. Either it's 2024, 2025 session, and each session. So for example, 2024, 2025 session, one can have up to 1,000 results. You get? But the second one that says each result can relate to many sessions. It's not possible now. We want each result to be tied to one particular session, But this one that says that each result relates to many session objects. No, we don't want that. We want each one result. So let me show you. So let me prove that to you. This is one result I put in. Now, this result should be tied to session ID 2, which is 2024, 2025. You get it? So each result we're putting is relating to one particular session. One particular session. But this session can have multiple results. But each result must relate to one session at a time. One session at a time. But on the whole, each session can have multiple results in combination. I don't know if it makes sense, Davin.
Yes, I think I'm able to understand. Yeah. So,
Is that does it make sense?
yes, it does.
But this other one is saying each result you are adding relates to many sessions. That's not what we want.
No.
Exactly. See, this is what we want. So let's go. So to be many to one. It's interesting actually. So there's asking now, this result session relationship, is it allowed to be null?
No.
No, because when you're putting a result, you must tie it to the academic session that result it's going for. It will be no. Then, do you want to have a session get results? Then we can put a yes. Yes. Then no, okay, good. Now, so successfully done the relationship between session and result. Now let's not go for term. So let's go for term. We are almost there, just remaining 3 more. We're almost there. So let's go for term. So let's now link the results to the term. So let's go. So the name of this will be called term. So this is term.
So we are still under the result.
Yes, this is the result. Yes, well, but this is the result. We're still not the result.
Okay.
Relationship. Now it's related to the term class. It's related to the term class, which is fine. Now, what relationship should we go for with the term? Should I read it out, or can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. It's a bit tiny, but I can see it yet.
Yeah, that's fine. So the first one says each result relates to one term, and each term can have many results. The second one now says the one to many now says each result can relate to many terms, and each term relates to one result.
Still the first one.
Still the first one.
Mm.
Because every result should be tied to one particular term.
Then
You cannot have the results relating to first term, second term at the same time. No, it's one term, one result.
one result.
Another term, another result. Term, another result. You understand? So make this a many to one.
One.
Yeah, and it cannot be no. So when you are putting a result, you must put the academic term to it.
Yes.
Yes, so it cannot be no. So can it be no? No. Then yes, you get the term. Then no. Good. Let's go to the next one, which is class underscore ID. But remember, it's called student class. So let's go to the next one, which is student class. It's interesting. So student class section, and is related to the students class. Yes. So we're trying to bring the student class into the results now. So good. Now what's the relationship? The first one says each result relates to one student class, and each student class can have many results. The second one says each result can relate to many student class, and each student class relates to one result.
And the first one still.
Mr. Do you agree?
Each result relates to.
I'm looking at that.
Wait to.
Usually, the second
If you use the second one, Abi.
that can relate to many.
Each
Each result.
result can relate to
When we each result, we're looking at the combined results, not each
No,
subject.
each is an individual. Each is an individual result. Each is an individual.
At least all the subjects for that particular thing.
No, just an individual record, just like one. So when I say each, this one, ID 1 is a result.
Okay.
ID 2 is a result. It's not ID 3 is a result. So each record of a result, basically.
Each of them should start one student now.
So which one do you feel is correct?
Each just relates to many students. Each should relate to one student class. Yeah, that should be the first part.
The speaker is not loud.
What one? The one-to-one.
Huh?
Because I think there are 4 options. There's one-to-many and there's one-to-one, the last one.
The option. So which one do you feel is the correct option?
Each should just be tied to one student class, like one-to-one, right?
Okay.
Because I'm thinking each should that's per term. The result that class.
Yeah.
Let's just one first day. I think that should be results for that team on that session. I think so. Theoretically, hey, I don't know if it's that's it, but that's why
So which are you picking?
I think I'm taking one. I don't know.
Which one? 1-to-1.
Speaker is not good though. I can't hear him very well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we can't hear you very well.
And the network of my mic is too low.
Yeah.
So you're picking 1-to-1, right?
Is it better now? Is it
Result.
I can't get it.
Relates to like one
better?
student class. 1-to-1. What 1-to-1 means is that one student class just has one result. So if there are 20 inside, they are sharing one result. Isn't it?
Yes, you're very correct.
Uh-huh.
So
So
1-to-1 means
class cannot share one result now.
exactly class cannot share one result. So 1-to-1 is saying each result relates to exactly one class, and each class also has exactly one result. So it means that only one. So for every result, everybody in that class will share it. Which is not possible now.
We have one father.
Exactly, everybody has one father. That is 1-to-1. So the correct one is this first one. So every record of results we are putting, it is related to one particular class, and each class can have many. So you can have JSS2 can have almost 1,000 results, and each result is exactly pointing to each student in JSS2.
JSS2.
You get it now. So each student class. So let's make it like this. Each JSS2 can have many results, and each result must relate to one JSS2 class. One person in the class. You get at a time, basically. So it's many to one. Yeah, it's interesting. It's many to one. So can it be no? No. For every result I put in, you must put a class. So no. Yes. Yes. No. So let's put. I think the last one. Now we're almost there. So the last one is subjects. So we have to put a relationship between results and subjects. So let's put subject now. The subject is a relation and is related to subject. Now, what's the relationship between subject and results?
Okay.
Subject and result. You could have some results could have several subjects, right?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
I go for many to many.
Okay, many to many. Okay. Okay.
Contain many subjects. Or many subjects should be one.
Each result can relate to many subjects. Each subject can also relate to many results. Am I sure? But it's not a one-to-many. Each result can relate to many subjects. Each subject relate to no, sorry, I'm changing positions.
Okay.
I'm going for one-to-many.
To one to many. Okay. Okay. So, do you agree?
Your brother's on the camp.
PDP or IPC?
Sorry. So, do you agree?
But I think I assisted my position because I'm just thinking I'm using theoretically to look at it now.
Yes.
From my background, I'm thinking that like I said, since I'm able to, because I was thinking initially that last two questions you asked that probably the results. Sometimes when we say results, we just mean maybe one particular like math result, English result. But in this context, since we are saying results contains all the subjects, like for a session, maybe first year 24, 25 session. So I would like you to do just like your WAEC result that contains 8 or 9 subjects. I believe that so each WAEC result, or the case may be, should be attached to one student that has several subjects inside. So I think the results have several subjects inside. Although each of the results should also be tied to one particular subject. I know that's not part of, but I think it's one result to many subjects. That's what I think.
So which are you going for?
I think that should be the. Where is my glasses from?
The one to many.
Okay. One to many. So the one many to one to many. I think they are both reversed in any way.
Yes, that reverse. Exactly, that reverse.
So if it's one to many, I guess one or two could be correct, depending on how you want to go about it, or which one comes first. In some cases, it has to be a defining table first. Relationship goes from one side to the table to that side.
Exactly, you're very correct. You're very correct. I like that.
Depending on the side which it goes to, the relationship from against comes. So it is from the result. The result is the one side that should go to several subjects. Should be one to many.
So you're sticking to one to many, right?
Yeah, I think one to many because
Okay, Mr. Ogo, which are you sticking with?
Yeah, I'm sticking with one to many.
Okay, so let's look at the one to many now. Now, Mr. Alvin, when we mean results, result does not mean like a WAEC result that has a combination of subjects. No. Result in this table means that it's a single entity on our results table. You get, first of all, it's not like a WAEC result that has combination. So results here means that. So if you look at this stuff now, this stuff, it's a result. It's one entity. One is a result. Two is a result. Three is a result. When they are combination, it is called results. That's good as an array, plural. But when you just say result, it's an entity. So now let's using that as a backbone. Let's look at the one to many or the many to one. Now let's go. Now the one to many which you have chosen, both are chosen, says that each result can relate to many subjects. Is that really what we want? Each result in our system, each result is not results, each result relating to many subjects. Is that what we want? Or we want each result to relate to one particular subject?
Oh,
You get, so if you are, it's just like you are teaching now, you want to enter a student record. You are supposed to enter it subject by subject, right? For the result now. You're going to write each subject by, so maths, you put the result for maths. You go to English, you put the result for English. You go to physics. You see that. So each result you are putting that thing is related to one subject at a time, and not related to many subjects.
Yes.
So each result is related to one subject. But now, each subject cannot have many results. So you cannot have a maths having 200 results because it has multiple students offering maths. But at a time, each result will relate to one subject at a time. Do you agree?
Yes, I think I will become.
Okay, you become again. So, Mr. Avi, do you agree?
I'm going to many to one now.
Many to one. Okay, good. Mr. Avi, do you agree?
I feel that first answer is not quite correct. So yes, I believe there's a bit of change of that because since you have just explained that in this case now the results not like what you
Savin, I love something you said. If we are tackling this thing from the subject table, it will be one to many. But since we are coming, see, one to many is a reverse of the many to one, but it depends on the table you are coming from. See, one to many is the same as many to one. It's just like an opposite, a mirror. But you have to know which table you are coming from. Since we are coming from the results, it will be a many to one. But if we were coming from the subjects, it will be a one to many. Yes. So always look at the statement and look that. So that's why Symfony is giving you an example to help you break it down, like a description. Is this what you want? So just try to picture the picture. First of all, don't look at a result like a WAEC result. A WAEC result is like a collection of results. So if I'm programming that in Symfony, that would be like
That
student
was also what I was looking at.
yeah, exactly. So student results, that will go with an
Mm.
X because it contains many results.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a result is just like a record, one record at a time. So let me
Math
show you.
score, English
Yes,
score, grammar
exactly.
score,
Math score,
biology score,
English score,
physics score.
biology score, all those are results, single entity. So, but
Okay.
when they not come together, that will not give you a report card.
The report card.
Hey, so a
Mm-hmm.
report card is not a collection of subjects and results together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
so you cannot say that a report card that has a different collection of results.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
don't look at a result like a report card. Look at a result. See, remember, when we are coding, we are talking about the lowest entity of data. That's why I said I brought out Excel. So you look at that, I brought out Excel. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
who are doing Excel? Excel has a worksheet. So let me open my Excel. Now, a collection of
Mm-hmm.
data is called a worksheet. So a
Okay.
worksheet can have 1,000 records.
Mm-hmm.
10,000 records. So it's like a worksheet or a workbook, basically. So you can see this worksheet now I have. It can have data to like millions. But now we are looking at each individual record. Now, 1 is a record, 2 is a record, 3 is a record, 4 is a record. But a collection of all these records now gives us a sheet or a
A
worksheet.
sheet. Yes.
You get it now. So this is a collection of results will now give you a report card.
Mm.
Or exactly a result, what they call it,
The result
a
sheet.
term result, a result sheet, like a result sheet. But every individual element is a result.
Mm.
I don't understand. I don't even understand.
I get it.
I don't know if am I audible at all?
Yes, you are audible, but your
Yeah.
voice is low.
I think
Yes.
my Wi-Fi or my laptop, one of the ones to disappoint me. I don't know. I hope it's the
It's
Wi-Fi.
not for
But I
you though.
think
It
it's
shouldn't
better.
disappoint you now.
But I think it's better.
Mm.
I don't have money for laptop.
It should not disappoint you now.
So does it mean that we might need another table from what you just said now? Because back in Nigeria, when somebody tell you, "Oh, my results," you think that it is a final completion, or maybe we are not using the wrong term for the right thing. Maybe when somebody say, "Oh, my result is out," you think that it is your entire collection of your results. Sometimes some people say, "Oh, my result is out." Oh, which one? Oh, my chemistry result is out. Or let know if it's case of university, you say, "Oh, let's say my GSC result is out." But then you say, "Oh, my result is out." But you think that the result will just be one subject, or the result will just be the entire subject. So since you have gone to explain and make it, that probably will be like a report card that
Yes.
contains. So do you think we might have another table in that database design? Is there any?
Okay, so good. So you know the first thing, from this table, we can generate a report card for the students.
Okay.
You get so we can loop through and get all the students' results for a particular session, a particular term, a particular class, and generate a report card containing all their results from this table.
Okay.
So from this table, we can generate a report card from this table.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because
Mm-hmm.
looking at this now, this already tells that this is the student English score,
Mm-hmm.
student math score. So we can from here programmatically generate a report sheet or a result, a report card from this table. But remember, because on this result table, we will add each result one after the other as a single entity. We will not carry and just dump data there. No. The math teacher will add his own results. The English teacher will add his own results. Physics will add his own results. They will add it per student, per session, per term. Everybody add it individual. So that individual element is called result. But on our system, we can now go to a particular student and generate a report card because we now have
For that student.
for that particular student. Even we can even generate a report sheet for that particular class containing all the student record.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Alvin, do you understand?
Okay.
You get but the reason is that, so remember, when you are designing your database, make it as granular as possible. Make it to the barest minimum. So you can generate, as long as you have your data to the barest minimum, you cannot generate complex data from that your small data using your programming language. You cannot go to your database. You tell it, give me results of who's student is 10, right? So give me results of give me result of Kelly, which Kelly is 10. Give me result of Kelly for 2024-2025 session, which is 2, first term, and it will come and just give you all the results attached to Kelly that has 10 as first term and 2 with the session that was selected. And it will now give you a report card containing English 52, Maths 56, Physics. You just get blah, 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 and give you it now. But this result will be our table that will be generating those. So this result can have 1 million record of student results, but we will not give them once. They will tell us what we want. We will not query our database and bring results based on the query. Let's say, for example, now a parent come and say, give me my child GSS2 results first term. You will come here, you tell to select from the results where ID is 3, because GSS3 is 3 and first term is 1, and the student's name, you get the ID. It will just go to the database. It will pick you all the results that has those criteria and give you a report card that we can print and give to the parents.
So that, I guess that would be like when you are asked something to go online, they ask you fill your details and you generate whatever. So
Yes,
that's what
yes,
the interface, like in the front
yes.
end, the teacher, or let's say the records department, HRO department, and you dump those details, you generate it, and the PDF document comes out with all that's
Bless you.
exactly what happens.
Exactly. That's exactly. So our final result will be to generate a PDF document that we can send to the parents and say, take. But remember, the fact that we're generating a PDF document on our database, those data were entered one after the other. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we now have like lots of data. But those, because it's a class record, we can now say, okay, give me for student 20. Give me his first term or second term report card. It will go to that particular result table. This result holds all our results in the whole school. It will pick student 20 first term and tell us all the subject that student did and give us a report card. I don't know if it makes sense, boss.
I
Yes.
I want to make an observation.
Yes, please go ahead.
If this is this case, right?
Oh, Mr. Alvin, is it possible for you to speak out a bit? Just speak up a bit.
If this is the situation,
Yes.
now,
Yes, it's better now.
okay. The first thing I would like to say is, if it's that easy, or if this process, if it's well done, it is something that can be easily achieved. Why do we? I remember our back days in Uniben, those other attend other maybe if federal government or state government universities. Why did they go and still paste results on the wall? The course advisor will be looking for results and they'll be saying, I don't see my results, they don't see my results. Why they want to paste results? When something like this could easily be generated and sent to the students' email or sent to their account when the results are out, rather than go and wait on the boards, and the students will be happy to look their result at the exam hall. Why did they do all this? Or why do they still do that? And secondly, this result, so that was I don't know, probably you might be in a better position to answer that since you are in this field. Secondly, this result now, will there be like security check that will make sure that, when the result is done, one other smart young guy I have to go and change the result for you, go and pay them small thing, which is a wrong system that goes on back home. So that when the teacher finishes, uploading the result of a child, and then somebody somewhere does not, oh, that man's daughter's name is a big man, cannot have a figure. They'll go behind the teacher uploaded F. Next thing, you go and give them A. So is there a way possible that this result cannot be edited, or because it can be edited, it needs either a higher level security clearance, like either vice principal or principal. Two persons have to do it so that nobody can go and give somebody A when they got C and D because they tried. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
I get it. So good. So let me answer from the third one. Sorry, let me answer from the second one. So what we can do is that now, so we can only give. So let's say, for example, we know that the term goes from January to March. Let's say, for example, January to March. By January, teachers should not be able to upload results. They don't need it now. So if they try to click on upload result, that feature is not available. Now we'll open that result, let's say after exam, and it will go for 1 week. As soon as the time passes, it is locked. So every teacher will first of all have like 7 days to go and upload your result for each particular student or the particular classes. First of all, after that time, you cannot do it again. It's only the higher, like you said, the higher authority that cannot do. So they can query you that you are slow or you are back behind. And that is why I love having, that is why I love having this feed. Created art, updated art. We can track the last time a particular record was updated. So let's say, for example, now, a parent, and this thing, the teacher cannot edit it. No, we are the developer. We have access to so we created the program. For anything you edit or you add, this feed is automatically added by the application to keep track of the timestamp when last an edit or a data was added. Now, let me give you an example now. In Edo State election now, INEC, people are attacking INEC that INEC is still uploading data even up to today, which is wrong. Because why? This feed is showing your last upload. You see now? So let's say, for example, teachers are supposed to end results by 10th of September. All uploads should end. It means that if we have any edits by 4th of October, something is wrong. You have to explain to us why we have an edit by 4th of October when all results are supposed to be ended by 7th of September, for example. That's why for me, I told you that for every column I'm doing, every table, I always like adding created art, for the purpose of debugging, so you can track when last a particular record was created or when last a particular record was edited.
Okay.
So you see the reason why I'm always adding those 2 tables on every table I'm creating. So you can see school, created art of this. We can see when last each record was created. Session, the same thing. It has it. Student, the same thing. Like you said, because you have to allow for data integrity. It's very important. Then the other thing we can do is that we can also say that now that result will not be open forever. No. We can open it for just 1 week. After that 1 week, if you need to edit a result, you have to go through a higher authority that will give you like a code for you to reactivate that session. Or all results that have not been uploaded must now be sent to the higher authority to upload it for them, basically. And the teacher will be queried now because there's a window of 7 days for every teacher to go and upload results. So if you pass that 7 days, the system locks by itself. The system will just lock by itself. It's not even give you when you tell you the time has expired. Contact your support or contact your IT support system or IT support contact IT support. You get out, which they will not catch you because it now shows that you are lazy. And then number 2 is having the saying, why is it that if it's so easy, why is it that we don't implement this in Nigeria? First of all, the stuff is if you don't have a good data intake. See, building your data will be difficult. The reason why this thing looks so easy is because we are designing the system from the crash. Now, if they take it to University of Benin that have like 150,000 students with no proper data management system, it will be difficult for you to, because the data are scattered everywhere. Some are exams are record, some are in year, some are year. You just be confused. That's the problem Nigeria currently is that. But a school that a new university can implement this kind of system because they'll just put all their data in one source and just begin to operate on that one source. But if it's been a system that has operated in paper for years, so some data are still in files. Some data are still in exams and records. So how will you now bring everything together? So except you have to do that phase by phase. You cannot say, okay, fine. Going forward, this session going forward, we'll do full automation. But for those, we'll do it phase by phase into the system. But we cannot say, okay, from next year, anybody that goes into admission next year, you will use this system of getting your results through your student email, then to come to board. But those old students can still be take this. So it will not be like a 5 years plan to migrate. So that's how you see when they say migration, data migration. Why the new people are enjoying the full system, we are still trying to bring in the old people into the system gradually because their data is scattered. And so if I was like into IT, I was like, okay, fine. These people coming from September, let's give them full system to enjoy. Let's change it. But those people that are already there, let's see how we can be moving them slowly into the system until like maybe after like 5, 6, 7 years, you would have migrated everybody into our new system. I don't know if that works, Mr. Alvin.
Hopefully we get there. I believe hopefully we will get there.
Exactly. You see, it's the hey. But one thing is that this thing is easy for us because we're already trying to design the system from the start. But as soon as you don't get paper and biro full everywhere, see, you just have to do 2 phases. One phase will be people that are full automated. The second phase will be people that you are trying to migrate over little by little.
All right. Okay.
So Mr. Good, it makes sense now.
Yeah. Yes.
It's
Makes
fine.
full sense.
It's fine. So let's go with the many to one. Many to one. So good. So it cannot be no. Yes. Then no. Good. So I think that's the last one basically. But let's see. Okay, so we've done the subject. So the last one will be this will just be an integer. I think we'll not allow decimal points now. Let's make that integer. There's no decimal. The teacher should round up to the nearest integer, and we'll make this a grade. So let's go. So let's create a score. The next one will be a score. And the score will be a small int. So small int just means like a small integer basically. Then can this be null? No. The teacher must put a score. And the next one will be a grade, which the system will grade automatically. So it's a string. And this string will be just one because it should be A, B, C, D, E, F. So just one character basically. But let's make it 10. Let's make it 10 basically. So then can it be none? No, it can't be none. No. So then remember my feed, Mr. Avin. So these are the feed I always like putting created at for sake of tracking. Yes. No, then updated at. So they tell you when last that particular row was updated. And we're done. So the next thing
Now, I want to ask you a question.
You say yes, sir.
The small int size.
Yes, good.
You said it should move to the closest integer.
Yeah, so the small int size will take 65,000. But the big int will take millions of, I think over 2 something million. So I feel that's too much since we're closer to 100 now.
Okay. Now, what I want to ask, sorry, what I want to ask is the place you said the grade should not be approximated.
Yes, good.
What of a place, a situation where you want to find out who is higher than who, and it has to deal with the decimal points?
Yes, so that will not come from our database. That will come from our programming language.
Okay.
So we'll do that calculation, we'll do that permutation, we'll do that formula on our programming language, not a database.
Okay.
So when we pull every student's record, we will get the average, we'll save it in a file, then we'll now look through and see, okay, who came first, second, third. But that would be from our programming aspect, not
language
our
database.
Not our database. It's get our programming side.
All right. Okay.
So let's create the SQL file. So this will give us the SQL file basically. We've done a lot to do. So these are SQL files. So you can see it's going to create a result table that has ID linked to the student ID. It has session linked to the student session. It has term linked to the term ID. It has class. It has subject linked to the student ID. Then it now have the grade. Let me show you the grade. then it has the grade, which is like a 10, and it has the score, which is a small integer, not null, and a grade. So this is our table that is create. So let's create. Let's run it. Let's have the table now on our database. Voila. Papa. Good. So almost there. Good, we're there already. So let's just refresh. And we have the results table. So this is our result table. So do we have a student record? Yes, good. So Mr. Alvin, let's quickly create a result table. So this is, remember, this student one is, so let's say we want to add a record for student. So let's say this guy, I want to add this guy's student record. So this is 2. So it means that the student here will be 2, right? We agree now. So I want to create a record. I want to create a record for Osas Kelvin Felix. He has a student ID of 2. On the result, I'll put 2 here, right?
Okay.
You agree now? Everybody will agree now? Yes, 2.
Yes, sir.
Good. Now I want to create for this session. What's the ID of this present session?
2.
Good. So I'll copy 2 here, put to the result, and put 2 here. Now, so let's go to the term table now. Good. Now I want to create for this present term. Oh, we don't have a term. So let's maybe put a term. I think we don't have a term. Let's put 1 first term.
Okay.
First term. So this should be active, which is 1. So let me copy this from here. Just copy this just in case. Make it fast. So let me just put it 3. So first term, this is 2. This is 2. This is 3. This is 0. This is 0. And so this should be first term. And this should be second term. And this should be third term. Good. So these are the, okay, so good. Let me see. Oh, okay, good. So do you know why it's bringing this? It's because I'm trying to save this stuff and it's not complete. So let me delete this stuff. Let me delete this row. And let's save this now. Yeah. It's going to save everything all together. So let's go back again to this result and let's put this row. So remember, this is 1. The first results we're putting for Osas, Kevin, Felix, which have an ID of 2. So this result will be 2. Student's ID will be 2. Now I'm putting for this session, which is 2024, 2025, which has an ID of 2. We'll go back here and put 2 here. Now we're putting for our current term. So what's our current term that's active? What's the ID?
First term.
Yes.
ID is 1.
1. Good. So we'll go back here. We'll put 1. Good. So let's look at Osas. Which class is Osas? So let's go back to Osas. So let's go back to class. Let's look at which class is Osas. Osas is in 4. Good. So our class here will be, our results here will be 4 for Osas. And which subject one? Let's say we want to add in for subjects. Let's say we want to put it for English. So which one's the ID we put in here?
1.
Good. So the result here will be 1. Let's say for English, Osas score 55. And his grade is a C. And he was created on, let me just add the session. This and this.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Alvin.
I'm here.
Yeah, so this is, so you can see the way we've added a result for Osas.
I saw it.
This is now, so this is 2 represents Osas. You can see Osas, Kevin, Felix, 2. Session is 2025, 2024, 2025 session. For first term, for Osas is in SS1 results now. for SN results English,
Mhm.
then the score for English is, so let's now add for maths. What I'll do is I'll add, let's say I want to add OSAS again for maths. So it will be 2, the same OSAS, which is 2, the same session, the same term, the same class. Now, but it's not 2 now, because 1 is English, 2 is
Subject.
maths. Yeah, let's say maths, he got a 70, which is an A. So you see it now. Now, from these results now, we cannot get a, so from this single result we're having, we cannot generate a full report card for OSAS, for SS1, and a PDF, and we'll download this and give it to him. OSAS, this is your first term SS1 results.
And to do that, you have to do some. Okay, there'll always be a way to do that anyway.
So that will be from the programming language, not from database.
Okay.
You get
Not
your
from
database is just to save, it's just to save data and read data. But your programming language should not be the one to now convert those data into the format that you want it to be, whether it's PDF, Excel, those will come from your server-side programming language.
Okay.
You get, but you can see this, each one now is a result. So 1 is a result, 2 is another result, and each result must be unique to a particular result. You can't have duplicates. Exactly. So this is where we'll put all the results. Then from this table, in fact, on read, this table can grow to have a million of data, millions of data. Because every student will have their results for each session, each subject, everything. So from here, we will now begin to generate our PDF file. So we'll design the PDF, we'll design the school logo, design the background, then I'll place those dynamic results up on top of it. You see it now?
Wow. Well done, sir.
Does it make sense? Mr.
Makes
Ugo,
so
does
much
it make
sense.
sense?
Makes
Yeah,
complete sense.
does make sense.
Makes complete sense.
This is that exactly. But remember, our goal is to keep our data as simple as possible. See, if we can have our data as simple as possible, we can build complex stuff from our programming language. That's not a problem. But let's make our data as simple as possible to the barest minimum, if possible, zeros and one. Then from there, we'll now from the top, we're now going to build very complex applications at the top level, but not at the data level. The data level is simple. Then at the programming language, we're now going to build powerful, complex algorithm to look at who came first in the class. That is not the business of the database. That is the business of the programming language. It will be the one to pull the record, run through the calculation, arrange who came first, second, third, fourth, fifth. That's on the database. But the database will give you the data it will use to run through those algorithms.
Okay.
Aha, you get exactly. See, it's that. Exactly. So it's nice.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, Mr. Hamilton is saying the thing is simple now. So Mr. Hamilton is now wondering why is it that we can't use this kind of system in Nigeria. So that's why we are here to see how we can contribute our quota. Hi, Mr. Hamilton.
Guy, if you carry enter Nigeria, no one make the chop again.
Good. No, but it's fine. So remember, our goal is
It's so bad.
our goal is to keep our data as minimum as possible. If possible, 2104, use relationship, link data together, keep it as minimal as possible relationship. Let's prevent duplication, keep it minimal as possible. Then we will now have our programming language doing the complexity on our server-side programming language. You get it now?
So which programming language are we using?
Sir?
Which programming language are we using? VS Code, right?
Symfony will do the programming language.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get.
Okay.
Yeah. So Symfony
Thanks, man.
Symfony will have to do it right. So I'm taking this step by step. So now that we've finished it, now that we've finished this data arrangement, now we're going to the next step now of now having to work on our programming language. Now, how to now from this simple data that we've built, how can we now build a full complex algorithm that can enable us as students calculate grade, check who came first in class, check who came second in class. Now, what does that be? Because remember, our data is not simple now, so we're going now to the so we've left the data level. We're not going now to the application level. We want to now run complex queries, complexity to do our business logic, to do those data that we want to do, to add permissions, to make sure that, okay, we have, like, for example, like those time that I was saying, Mr. Alvin, when you say, okay, 7 days, in the past 7 days, you should not allow any edits. All those are not, all those stuff are not for the database. They are for your application permission.
Okay.
And all those things, will track them from the high level application. So we'll check the time, we'll check if it's more than this thing, don't allow that person. In fact, disable that click to add results. Just disable it. The person cannot even click on it. Something like that, basically. So it's making sense.
Yes.
It's
Making
making
sense.
sense. Making sense.
Thank you,
But
man.
okay, boss. Okay, Mr. Avina. So I'll stop the recording now. Then as soon as it's available, I will share it with everybody. So
Okay.
Very much.
so the goal for this database is just to understand the concept of relationship. One to one, one to many, many to many, and many to one. You get here. I also know that. So Symfony just helps us maps it out basically. And the truth is that those stuff, whether you're using Python, PHP, Java, those relationships are constant when it has to do with SQL. It's
Okay.
the same flow basically. Yeah.